to tell you, for me, the game of the weekend is L.A. at Chicago. Now, the cold weather could end up ruining everything. I understand. But to think about Matthew Stafford coming into Chi-Town, to see them rabid fans in Chicago who really haven't had much to celebrate in recent years with the Bulls, with the Bears, with the White Sox. I mean, the Cubs went to the postseason, but you knew they weren't beating, they weren't getting past the Dodgers and stuff like that. Bottom line is, or Milwaukee for that matter. Bottom line is, you look at the Chicago Bears right now, this is special because you got a quarterback who's emerging and who's coming into his own and is showing us that he is going to be every bit the star we expected him to be when he was picked number 1 overall in the draft a couple of years ago. Caleb Williams is the real deal. And this brother goes on the football field. You're at a deficit with 2 minutes left. 7 times this year he's led the Chicago to comeback victories. 7 times. And I mean, I'm just looking at them offensively. First of all, Ben Johnson is a top 2 candidate for Coach of the Year. It'll probably go to Vrabel because Vrabel's 3 games better than him at 14-3, and they won their division and stuff like that. But Ben Johnson is the number 2 seed in the NFC, just like Vrabel's the number 2 seed in the AFC. I think Ben Johnson's right there for Coach of the Year honors. But when you look at Caleb Williams, he didn't even complete 60% of his passes. Who gives a damn? Nearly 4,000 yards passes, 27 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. The brother can run. He's got wheels. And my God, can he throw on the run. Might be the best in the game at throwing on the run after scrambling out of the pocket. If weak side, strong side, don't matter. He's that special. Caleb Williams is a bad brother now. Let's keep it a buck and let's be real about it. He's a bad brother. He's special. And I think Chicago's got a chance to win this game. Let me say, however, I think that's the game of the weekend. When I think about San Francisco going to Seattle, I think about the fact that they've scored 20 points in 2 games against Seattle this year. They're averaging 10 points. Their offense struggles. Now, Seattle's only had 26 points, which means their offense is struggling against Robert Saleh and that San Francisco defense as well. We got that part. But that 12th man, that defense in Seattle, that's a lot to overcome when you're San Fran and there's no Ayuk, there's no longer a Deebo Samuel, there's no Fred Warner, there's no Nick Bosa, there's no George Kittle who just tore his ACL, his Achilles rather. Look, man, this is a lot to overcome. I have to say that. And I look at San Francisco, and the reason why I got San Francisco, and I'm not saying it's not going to be a game. I'm not saying it's not going to be competitive. But what I'm saying to you is that I got questions as to whether or not San Francisco is going to be able to score on this defense. I really, really do. In Seattle, I think it's a lot to overcome without you being fully loaded. I really do. Going back to Chicago, I feel the way that I feel about Caleb Williams. But Caleb Williams knows better than anybody. There are doubters out there he's trying to prove wrong. I ain't one of them. I started the season highlighting how the brother, the start of game one for season number 2 for him. He was on his 3rd head coach and his 4th offensive coordinator. Give him a chance. And sure enough, they did. And look at what the hell we're seeing from this dude. Caleb Williams is going to be special. I'm telling you that right now. But he knows there's doubters out there, and he spoke about it too. Let's listen to what he had to say.
That's never been a worry of mine, is proving a doubters wrong or anything like that. It's a little extra motivation in that sense, but it's not for me to prove them wrong. I know who I am. Not everything happens within 365 days or 1 year, my first year, or even my 2nd year, or 3rd year, whatever the case may be. So it's my mindset to be able to keep growing. I've been in some big games and things like that, and so it's in the moment you enjoy it. You treat it like another game. You treat it like a regular game, and at some point it hit me. At some point I'll look back. At some point, hopefully 10, 15 years down the line, I can look back and, kick my feet up and laugh and joke about, some of the things that went on.
I love Caleb Williams. I love his game. I love the fact that he holds cats accountable. You saw him on the sideline getting in cats' faces, screaming, what the hell are you doing? Let's go, let's go, let's go. I mean, I love it. Only his second year. He's the leader of the Chicago Bears. As a player. We know Ben Johnson's the leader, but he's the leader as a player. It's him. And I'm telling you right now, he's the future. I think he's going to be better than Jaden Daniels. I really do. And Jaden Daniels can ball. And the Washington Commanders should not be upset at having him. He needs to put some weight on, needs to get more durable. That's true. But I believe in Jaden Daniels as well. But I believe really in Caleb Williams. And I may have surprised me. And he deserves a whole bunch of credit because he can really play. And I think that he's going to be the difference against Houston this weekend because he can use his legs. He ain't a stationary target like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is 42 years old. That ain't Drake May. So I think that Drake May is going to come and he's going to do his thing. That defense in Houston is going to get after him now. But offensively, you're not going to be able to do much against New England, in my estimation, particularly if Nico Collins still can't play because he hasn't recovered from concussion protocol. But in the end, are you going to be able to do much offensively? You're going to give New England too many bites at the apple. And then to me, this Bills Mafia and Josh Allen going to Denver. Love Josh Allen, respect the hell out of him. You know, losing Gabe Davis, losing Shavers, being relatively undermanned, having to go to Denver, got a knee and a finger injury, your damn self. Don't have an all-world wide receiver because your management didn't go and get Jalen Waddle from the Miami Dolphins, holding out for a first-round pick that you wanted them to take in 2027, and the Bills wanted it. The Dolphins wanted it in 2026. All that don't make no damn sense to me. You give up the 2026 first-round pick to get Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, you do that because you need that all-world wide receiver. It didn't work out, and as a result, I think this is where the chickens come home to roost. Because now you're looking at them and you're saying, hey, what you going to do now? You're going up to Denver. That defense ain't slouchy. By the way, they recorded 68 sacks. They got 4 different dudes with at least 7 sacks. Benito leads them with 14 sacks. And on top of it all, you got Patrick Surtain shutting down an entire half of a football field because nobody can throw against them. I don't see how the Buffalo Bills win this game. I know Joe Burrow is home. I know Lamar Jackson's home. I know Patrick Mahomes is home. And as a result, it was Josh Allen's best chance to advance to the Super Bowl. But you know what? It ain't his fault. That brother's a stud. It ain't his fault. You got to give him some damn help. And he don't have it for this game against Denver. To me, Denver will have to just put forth a choke job. Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton and those boys will just not be able to show up in order for the Bills to beat them. The Bills should not beat the Broncos this weekend. It should not happen. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. It's 888-623-3646. Back with your calls and more in a minute. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Back with more.